here's the kicker. But that's why you have to make sure that the partnerships that you go into with, you have to make sure you're aligned, you're on the same page. And if somebody comes in with and that doesn't have, capital, doesn't have money, they do not deserve to have the same amount of equity as you do. So I went into a partnership with somebody the same way. I brought the deal and I got less equity. I actually agreed to get less equity because of the fact that they brought in the money and I brought in the deal. But here's the kicker. But if they had another partner on this property, they probably would have had a lot of issues. And I'll tell you why. This property was vacant for a while. So we were eating all the costs every single month. But every single time they asked me to contribute my share of the funds, whether it was for a mortgage payment, if it was a shortage in our escrow account, I did it without saying anything. So even though they gave me equity for bringing and structuring the deal and they brought in the funds, the partnership is great because I am true to what I said I was going to do and what's in the operating agreement. But I do have a certain percentage in the operating agreement, and ethically, morally, and because I have integrity, and because I have also a fiduciary duty and a financial responsibility to my partners to make sure that we're working in tandem, make sure that we're both successful and we're both on the same page. They can't kick you out, they can't do anything, but you have to be very clear with what the expectations are in the beginning. If you're not clear in the beginning, then problems will arise. I have multiple friends in this business that are going through some very, very bad partnerships right now. And that's something that I want to avoid. If you're watching this and you have money and somebody brings you and wants to be a partner with you, please do your due diligence on them. Find out what's going on in their life. If an AC were to break for $15,000, can you show me that you have the funds to repair it? Right? If they can't, then they're not. They should never get the same amount of equity as you do, or even they should get a small fraction of equity. By the way, not a lot, because if they can't come in there, and if they can cover a repair bill, or if they can cover a vacancy, then you're going to be covering everything, and it's not fair to you to do all that because you're bringing in all the funds.